Hey, you guys, it's your girl Lacey. I'm coming to you with a review for Black Mirror, season one, episode two, the 15 million merits. So we're gonna hop right on into it. The episode starts off with what is his name? Character's name is Bean, but in real life he's Daniel. Daniel later on went. This movie show was in 2011, and about 2016, 17, he starred in Get Out. So we're first meeting Daniel as being him, but we call him Being, like the Yahoo, not the Yahoo, but the internet server. So Being is like alone. He has like 15 million merits. He's watching TV and basically living his life through a virtual reality and laying on his bed. I'm like, well, that kind of feels like now. Like it's all we do is kind of everything we do is kind of digital. So kind of lay around. You don't have an exciting life. So yeah, it doesn't seem too far from the now. But he's laying around, he's walking around, and he has to. In this reality, you have to ride a bike to earn credits. I'm like, sounds simple enough, but I, I, I guess it would be helpful at some point. But, that's what he does for most of the episode. He rides a bike and he's bored. But there's this girl named Abby, and she sees him. He's trying to get some pear out of the vending machine, and she's like, "Oh, here, let me help you." She said that one is tricky because sometimes it doesn't want to come out, so you gotta push the lever and get out a little bit or fall out on its own. So she helps him and she likes him. She has a thing for him. But he doesn't notice her like that until about the second or third or fourth, really the third and fourth encounter he has with her. And he starts to like her and he thinks about her. And they were in the bathroom. And because it's like unisex bathroom, is the stalls and then there's the urinals. And he's peeing. This other Dustin or Justin guy, he's so annoying and he's such a prick. I hate him. He reminds me of guys I used to work with at like call centers and shit because they can't keep any other job except for construction because they're such a fucking asshole. But that's who the Dustin Justin dude reminds me of. So Abby is singing and Bing hears her and he's like, oh my God, he's thinking, he likes her and her song and he's trying to get to know her, and everything. And they start talking a little bit and then she walks away and then he says something else to her and then this wrath porn site comes up and he's trying to fling it away and he can't. Why he's talking to her? I'm like, that is so embarrassing. I'm like, well, sex is sex. Yeah, that's how all of us got here. Well, probably not. I don't know how they got there in his reality because this shit seems topsy turvy. But I think the bicycle is, in my opinion, I could be going too deep with this, but I think it's a nice analogy about life. We just sit still and we work and go in a circle and circle and circle, and we kind of like work ourselves to death. Like even in in our reality, I'm like, so I thought it was all a good analogy, and. Bing really after that Bing really likes her, takes a liking to her, and he starts really thinking about her and he starts singing the song she was singing and then later on she's smiling and he's noticing her and I don't know if she notices him at this point, but she starts letting her hair down and starts letting her how you like a guy and you start sprucing yourself up and everything. If you don't already have yourself spruced up, if you're not already like walking out the house like that bitch, then you start to do more things to get him to notice you and things of that nature, or a woman if you whatever team you're on, but or if you're on both. But he basically he's noticing her. She acts like she's not noticing him, but you know that she likes him. So eventually they start talking again, and the subject of going on this hot shot or hot spot show. It's like their American Idol or something of that nature. Like their So You Think You Can Dance. Basically it's like all around entertainer type show. And if you win um, a segment, you can be a star and you don't have to ride the bicycle anymore. So you can just live life however you want to. It's kind of like, Again, with this reality, you can be a star and you can work hard in a different manner. And now you're not working for the chump change. Now you're working for the big bucks, the big racks. If here in this reality, you gotta learn how to read your contracts. Otherwise, you'll be doing all that damn work and be poor. So and they'll hit you with one of them LaFace records, Tony Braxton TLC records, and then you just did all that goddamn work and you got $1,700. It's like, bitch, I think the fuck not. No, thank you. So basically, with them, it's like, oh, you hit the big time and you never have to ride the bike again. So she needs 12 million merits to even buy a ticket for auditioning. That doesn't say that she's gonna win. She just needs 12 million merits for auditioning. And he gives it to her, and it turns out the reason why he has so many, why he has 15 million merits, is because he's been riding the bike and everything, but his brother died and left him leftover merits. And so I think that's why he was so depressed and so um, introverted, and he just really was not trying to talk to anyone. I didn't realize that until now that I'm saying it, that his brother did die, and I guess that would make you completely depressed, especially if you loved him. Now, if you didn't give a shit about him, then damn, I got 15 merits, fuck him. But if you did love the person, then it would be like, oh, well, shit, no wonder he's so seclusive. He's just not talk. He doesn't talk. He doesn't want to see anybody. He barely moves. He barely even blinked. I'm like, damn, you all right? But now that I say it now, I was like, oh, okay, that's why he was so, he really wasn't. He was so violent with his shit, Not violent, but violent. He was really like macabre with the whole thing. And I didn't realize he was grieving. So now that I say it, it makes sense. But he's telling her, I like you. I have the merits. I can just give it to you. She's like, no, don't do that. You're being silly. I don't even need to be on that show anyway. And so eventually he goes ahead and he just thinking about her makes him radiant, and he really likes her. He's like, you know what? Take these merits. He gives her the merits. And so she goes and she takes it and she sends him like an avatar and kisses him and she thanks him. And so he goes with her to the audition and he gets a stamp. Which hand did he get it on? I think he got it on his right hand. A star, a 5-pointed star stamped on his hand. And it was like etch a sketch, like in his skin. It was like, what the fuck? And it hurt him. And she got her ticket. She went in there. They were there for not even 30 seconds. And then basically, there's this guy. He was picking people, who to go on stage next, who to audition next, and they picked her. This random girl walks up. She's like, "Wait a minute, that's not fair. That's not fair. I've been here for a very long time, and I'm good. I'm very good, and these people are good, but I'm better. You're not going to pick her over me, and we've been here, and she just got here. That's not fair." He said, "I don't pick the people. It's random. I don't pick the order. The order is not up to me. I just come in and tell people when to go and where to go." And she's like, "That's not fair. That's not fair." So she was blocking for a couple minutes. I'm like, "Bitch, if you don't fucking move, ain't nobody." I'm like, "Bro, yeah, I ain't gonna take too much more of this in this episode now. This bitch got another 30 seconds to move her ass out the fucking way. I'm about to turn this shit off. If this bitch gonna stay in place, I'm not watching this. I wanted to watch a motherfucker just stay in one spot. I could have watched the Animal Planet with the Sloth edition. I'm not about to sit up here and watch this bitch. She got another 30 seconds to fucking move. Then he finally moved her. I'm like, all right, good, because I was about to turn this shit smooth off. I'll tell you that right now. Get the fuck out the way. Don't nobody care about your demands. This ain't Burger King and this ain't Walmart customer service. Like, move, bitch. So she moves. And then she's like, "It's still not fucking fair." I'm like, whatever, lady. Get the fuck over it. Life's not fair. And then Bing and Abby get to backstage and they're almost on stage. And some director lady with a little headset, people that work for production and everything. I wonder how much you get paid for that. That seems like a very glamorous job. You can have a lot of accolades. You work with a lot of stars. You get a lot of money without all the hassle and all the paparazzi, depending on how famous you are. If you're like a Ryan Murphy or something, or a Brad Bocek, then yeah, you might say paparazzi. But I was like, I wonder how much people get paid for that. I'll look into that later. Sorry, I'll look into that later. This production lady, she gives Abby a drink, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And she gets all woozy, and she's like, "Oh, just so you don't have nausea." I'm like, I don't like that. You just giving me shit. I don't even know what's in here. See, that's probably why I shouldn't have drank it, but whatever. So she gets on stage, and he's like, "Go girl, I'm here with you." She gets up there, she sings, and she does a good job. Calypso. See, this is how fast. This shit is called Calypso, right? And I'm looking at it. I'm just calling judges Calypso and shit. That's not their name. There's a black judge, a white woman judge, and a white male judge. The black male judge is his name is Judge Wrath. He owns the porn site, and Judge said it broad name Happy or something like that. Judge Happy or Harpy or Martha or some shit. I don't know what she does. And then Judge Hope. He's supposed to be like the Simon Cowell, and I think the female judge, I think she's supposed to be like a meaner version of Paula Abdul, like a Paula and maybe a J Lo mixed together, like a spicy, a give it to you, no straight, no chasers. And Judge Hope is supposed to be basically Simon. And so Judge Wrath tells her, you know what, I'm not interested in your singing. I want to see your tits. Take your shirt off. She's like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. I'm like, sir, really? Like, oh God, this is terrible. And everybody else, all the rest of the judges, like, you know what? We have to hear the same boring ass singing year after year, day after day, and we're tired of it. Quite frankly, this industry does not need another mediocre, just above average singer. Say, well, that's true. We don't. But you could have just told her no. That was all the way fucked up. It was funny, but it was all the way fucked up. Um, so then there's like, take your shirt off. And Judge Wrath was like, listen, I tell you what, you can be a mediocre singer. Ain't nobody gonna pick you up because we tired of hearing that shit. Like, again, funny but fucked up. He's like, or you can go back to riding that bike, and you can be one of my raft girls. You can be one of my porn girls and make a lot of money, and you would never have to ride that bike again. And she was like, I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm like, part of me was like, that's insulting. I would never do that. Then another part of me is like, you never had to ride the bike again? All right. I'll give it a whirl. Just sex on camera. Can't be that bad, Shit, it ain't like she got parents, so go for it. But I ain't nobody want to keep riding no fucking bike. I'm sick of this shit now. Um, then Judge Hope was like, listen, first of all, let's be real here. You're wasting the light on the stage. Because do you know what this light is generated by? This light is generated by all you motherfuckers who had to ride that bike. And you're withering away in the lights. And because you're wasting away not making a decision. And he's basically like insulting her into making a decision. And then it was like and then they later on just said it. What is it gonna be? Like bike porn. Bike porn. She basically picked porn. She said, well, okay, I suppose. And they had to drag Bing off, and he was upset. He's like, wait the fuck a minute. No, don't be like that. And so basically, she took his money, his merits, and never was with him again, never really talked to him again that I saw. And went and became a porn star and became very taken care of. And he saw the episode of her premiere, her debut of her, being a porn girl. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Um, a porn girl, and he really couldn't take it. You can tell, like, when a man really loves somebody, because he really couldn't take it. He didn't like it. Like, what the fuck? Like, ugh. And he was smashing on the windows. It was strange because they made him like a little, like the King Kong-ish. I'm like, that scene was cringeworthy. I understand being upset, but like, Yeah, he lost his white woman and it pissed him off, so he just banging on shit and I'm like, God damn. So then he looked all types of crazy. Like you're like, I don't know about that. Like it just looked bad. I'm like, why they got this nigga acting like this? Why did he let himself do this? I don't understand. So the one is a shard of glass he picked up because he basically broke his screens in his room because his room is four different screens. And what was crazy was when he would cover his eyes like this, the screen would go red and be like resume viewing, resume viewing. And when he would open his eyes, he'd have to see her fucking and getting fucked and fingered in the mouth and all that crazy shit. He was just nigga lost it, and I would too. You know, he liked her, and I'm like, okay. So he picked up the shard of glass that broke from the his his black mirror from his TV little channel things, and he went and he basically was left with like 8,000 merits from over almost 16 million or 15,100,000 merits, and now he's left with 8,000. So he basically scratches and survives, and he doesn't buy any food. He doesn't buy anything. He just rides his bike and builds up his merits again. He eventually starves himself. People are ordering things in a vending machine, and they can't get it because the thing is busted. It never comes out, but he knows how to get it out because Abby showed him, and that's how he's eating. People are eating and leaving their food on the table. He's eating after them like a scavenger. Like it's terrible. Like my nigga went from way up high to just ah, the mighty have fallen. Shit. So he eventually builds himself up. The more he gets on that on the bike, he gets back to over 15 million merits, and he buys a ticket to the hot spot, and he stands there and he gets into the audition room, and he has a glass. He still has that piece of glass stuck in his back and like his back part of his pants. And so he finally gets his ticket and he gets in the audition room. And then the same guy that picked Abby before when the other girl went nuts, it was like he was on his headset. Like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, you want me to pick an ethnic one? And pick an ethnic one. Catch that. And he's like, oh, okay. And he picked Bing. And Bing went on stage and he had this little cardboard thing in his hand, and this lady had the same drink she had for Abby before. Same type of drink. I hope it was not the same. That would be so nasty. Um, and she's like, here you go. He's like, oh no, they gave me some backstage. She's like, okay, cool. So he drops something on the ground, and the lady's like, oh, and has to pick it up. And he goes on stage, and he starts dancing and performing all the things that he was practicing. And then he pulls out a knife, that shard of glass to his neck, and people come, a couple guys come try to rush the stage to get him off, and he was like, if you come closer, I'll kill myself. So they're like, okay, we're going to back the fuck up. He tells the judges, he's like, what do you want? What do you want? And he was like, fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck you for making us work hard and then coming to this bullshit, and then you don't want to listen to anything we have to say. You make us think that we can succeed when you know damn well that we can't. This is all a facade. This is all smoke and mirrors. This is a digital world. This shit isn't real. Bitch, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you on behalf of all of us. Fuck you. Okay? Fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next? That type of shit. And Judge Hope, he was like, you know what, I like you. That was one of the most real emotions I've ever seen from anyone. He's like, and you're right, this is all bullshit. This is all flash and pan shit. This is all, smoke and mirrors. Ain't none of this shit real. None of it is real. But what you just displayed was one of the realest things I've felt in a long time. And so he was like, I tell you what, I can give you a show. You'll never have to ride a bike again. Twice a week for a half an hour, and you can display this sheer emotion and sheer anger. And he was like, basically he said okay. And he ended up getting his own show, talking shit, telling people they wasn't shit, your life ain't shit, you're a lie, it's all a lie, and all that. I'm just gonna kill myself. Fuck it all. And right before he about to, stab the shard of glass in his neck, he stopped and said, I'll see you next week, or I'll see you in 2, 3 days from now. Or I guess it was his last show that week, so he said, I'll see you next week. And I was like, okay. You get paid to talk shit. I'm like, well, all right. And that was that. So Abby got to be famous. Bean got to be famous. She got to fuck for a living. He got to be angry for a living. I don't know if they ever really got to come back together. I know that his set and her set were basically the same set, but she wasn't there. So that was pretty much the end of the 15 million merits. Um, that was pretty much it. So, whatever. So, just comment, and subscribe. It confused me, but it was relatable. But yeah, it was confusing. It was not as confusing as the video with the pig fucking. I don't, even if he never ever did show him actually fucking a pig, I don't want any mention of that ever again. So terrible. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it. Fuck it. But yeah, just comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back to you with, I think, Black Mirror season 2 or something. So I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.